deciding your portfolio, you have professional managers under a mutual fund who are handling your portfolios, designing the kind of mix of securities you need as per your risk preferences and investment appetite. Now, when we need to evaluate the market value of the units of mutual funds held by you, because units, by units we mean the proportional holding that an investor has in a mutual fund, we use the concept of net asset value. Net asset value is basically the market value of all the investments in the fund, market value or book value of all the investments minus the outstanding liabilities. So if there's any expense unpaid with respect to the mutual fund you have invested in, then that liability is deducted, divided by the number of issued units under the mutual fund scheme. So what we will do is we'll take up practical questions on calculation of NAV. Then the concept will be more clear. So let's start with some questions. Let's start with a simple question. It is on your screens. An amount of 50 lakh has been collected by a mutual fund by the issue of 5 lakh units of rupees 10 each. So the first thing we get to know that the units issued under the mutual fund scheme are 5 lakh. The market value of these securities at present is 56 lakh. So the amount which has been raised by the issue of mutual fund has been invested in a number of securities, and the market value of these securities or the assets held by the mutual fund are, it is 56 lakh. Now, one thing I mentioned yesterday also, now this asset mix can have both debt and equity. So any debt investment made by the mutual fund, say your mutual fund scheme is such that the company is investing in debentures also, then that is also part of the asset mix of the mutual fund. Coming to the liability. Liability here stands for outstanding expenses. Debt is not a liability for mutual fund. The unpaid expenses are outstanding liabilities for the mutual fund, and that comes to 4,50,000. So simply you are putting these values in the formula. NAV per unit is assets minus outstanding liabilities divided by number of units. So what is the answer coming to? So it is coming to 10.3 per unit. This is how you write the answer. Rupees 10.3 per unit. So we have simply picked up the values from the question and put them in the formula. I hope this is clear to everyone. Any question, any doubt in this? Okay, let's move to the next question. So this is again a question. Wait, not this one. We'll take up this question first. Okay, so this is again a question on calculation of NAV per unit. The entire data is given to you. Take 5 minutes, start solving, and put your answers in the chat box.
Ma'am, are we getting 17.15?
Yes, Vignesh, that's the right answer. Others are also requested. Jaldi complete karo beta question.
Ma'am, I have a doubt here. Ma'am, actually in formula it is number of units, right? Total number of units. But in the
Yeah.
previous question, we they have given only number of units outstanding.
So that is the number of units which are in issued and outstanding in the market. That is one and the same thing.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, what about others? Lokesh has calculated. Others also, please check. So, as I told you, cash, bonds, equities, and your government securities. All this will come under the assets held by the mutual fund minus accrued expenses. Accrued means outstanding. That is expenses which are due but have not yet been paid. Those are your accrued expenses. They also come under the outstanding expenses for the mutual fund and divided by the number of units outstanding. So you should get NAV per unit of rupees 17.15. So the present market value of each unit of the mutual fund outstanding in the market is 17.15. This is what you interpret from the answer. Let's move to another question. And you get at least one practical on mutual funds in your main exam. And this is generally a repetitive question in your main exam. So, first, let's read the question carefully. Take 2 minutes. First, read the question. There is a whole lot of information in the question. So, first read on your own and then we'll read it together and jot down the main points. Okay, so I hope all of you have read the question. Now let us see what information is given in this question. A mutual fund has made an issue of 10 lakh units of rupees 10 each. No entry load was charged. What do you mean by entry load? The entry fees or expense. Now, this mutual fund has made the following investment. It has invested in equity shares, government securities, some listed debentures, some unlisted debentures. Difference between listed and unlisted. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between listed security and unlisted security? What do you understand by the term listing?
It will be like trade will be occurring through any stock exchange.
Yes, absolutely right. So listing is basically the security is available for trading in a recognized stock exchange. So it can be publicly traded. Now during the year, dividend of 12 lakh was received on equity shares. Interest on all types of debt securities was received. And at the end of the year, you are given what is the market value of these securities. So one thing which we note at the upfront is 98 lakh rupees have been invested, while by issue of the mutual fund the amount raised was 100 lakh. 10 lakh units of rupees 10 each. So 1 CR or 100 lakh was raised, while the investment that has been made is 98 lakh. So the mutual fund still has cash of 2 lakh rupees with itself. After that, you're given that on these assets in which you have invested, equity shares have given a dividend of 12 lakh, while at the end of the year, the market value of certain securities has changed. The debentures were quoted at 90%, while the equity is quoted at 175%. You have to find out the NAV given that the operating expense paid during the year. Now, this is an expense which is not outstanding but has already been paid, 5 lakh rupees. Also, find out if the NAV will change had the mutual fund distributed a dividend of 0.80. So, there are two parts in this question. Let's begin with the first part. You have step 1. So, a mutual fund, the assets of a mutual fund not only include the securities in which investment has been done, but also the cash balance at the end of the year. So, step 1 will be calculation of closing cash balance, because there has been a number of receipts in the form of there have been a number of receipts in the form of income from the mutual fund. So we start with the opening cash balance, which we have already seen that 100 lakh was raised while 98 lakh has been invested. So opening cash balance is equal to rupees 2 lakh. Okay. After this class, the mutual fund has received dividend of rupees 12 lakh and interest on all securities has also been received. So we'll take first the interest on 7% government securities. That will come to 7% of rupees 8 lakh, which is 56,000. Then you are also receiving interest on 9% debentures. 9% of 5 lakh, which will be 45,000, plus interest on 10% listed debentures, that will be 10% of rupees 5 lakh, which will be 50 lakh rupees. So these are the cash receipts during the year. Also, you are given that operating expenses paid. Now, this will be a cash outflow. Operating expenses paid during the year are rupees 5 lakh. So, out of all the cash inflows, I will be reducing an amount of rupees 5 lakh. So now the final value will give me my closing cash balance. Please calculate how much is the amount coming to.
Ma'am, it also distributed dividend, right? So why should we not take that?
That is the second part of the question. First, you are asked to calculate the NAV with the information given. Also find out the NAV. That is the second part of the question.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So class, please calculate the closing cash balance. How much is it coming to?
10,51,000.
कितना अब है? 10 lakh
51,000.
51,000. ठीक है. So this is step 1 in the question. We come to step 2 now. Step 2 means where we are calculating the value of assets held by the mutual fund, क्योंकि अब आपको मार्केट वैल्यू के बेसिस पे कैलकुलेट करना है जो कि चेंज हुई है एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर एज गिवन टू यू. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट द वैल्यूज. सबसे पहले आपकी जो इक्विटी शेयर्स हैं, first thing I'll take the cash balance which we have already calculated. So that is 10,51,000. At the end of the year, the equity shares are quoted at 175%. Now please be very careful and clear with the concept that 175% is on the face value of the equity shares. तो आपके 50,000 इक्विटी शेयर्स इशूड हैं. The 50,000 equity shares you are having in the mutual fund portfolio. Now on the face value of 100, the value of each share has appreciated to 175%. So now the market price of each share held will be rupees 175. तो जो आप 175% कैलकुलेट कर रहे हो वो 160 पर नहीं करते कैलकुलेट, हम उसको 100 पर करते हैं. एप्रिसिएशन हमेशा फेस वैल्यू पे देखी जाती है. तो ऑलरेडी जो शेयर था 160% पे अवेलेबल था जब आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट करी है इक्विटी शेयर्स में, और अब एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर द वैल्यू हैज फर्दर एप्रिशिएटेड to 175%. So first, all of you be clear with this point. If there's something which isn't clear, please let me know.
मैम मेरे को फिर से बताने 50,000.
फिर बताती हूँ बेटा. 150,000 तो नंबर ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स हैं, आपको ऑलरेडी दिए हुए हैं. ठीक है. उसके बाद आपको दिया हुआ है कि 100 रुपए का शेयर था जो आपने 160 पे खरीदा है. एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर द इक्विटी शेयर्स आर कोटेड एट 175%. So I am saying that this 175% will be seen on the face value of the equity share, which is rupees 100. तो अब 75% आपने इंक्रीज देखा है, which leads to 175 as being the new market price of the share. आप 160 पे appreciation नहीं देखते, आप face value पे देखोगे, 100 पे देखोगे. चिराग समझ आया आपको?
यस मैम.
ओके. आयुष बेटा ये यहीं पे दिया हुआ है, ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस पेड ड्यूरिंग द ईयर 5 लाख. तो ये पैसे आप ऑलरेडी पे कर चुके हो और ये कैश में पे करा है. तो जब हम कैश बैलेंस क्लोजिंग कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं तो ओपनिंग में से ये 5 लाख रुपीस हम माइनस भी करेंगे. Okay, so now the value of equity will come to 87,50,000. After that, you are given that 10% debentures are quoted at 90%. So which means now their value will be 4,50,000. जो गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज हैं उसके बारे में कुछ भी नहीं दिया हुआ, तो हम उसको सेम वैल्यू पे लेंगे, which will be 8 lakh rupees. And then again the unlisted securities, unlisted debentures, इनमें कोई चेंज नहीं होगी, that will be 5 lakh. So this is these are the values of the assets held under the mutual fund. Please.
मैम
हाँ जी बोलो.
मैम हमने जो इक्विटी शेयर्स थे वो प्रीमियम पे इशू क्यों नहीं करे 60% पे?
बेटा पहली चीज तो हमने इन्वेस्ट करा है, म्यूचुअल फंड ने इन्वेस्ट करा है, इशू नहीं करा, ठीक है। और जब म्यूचुअल फंड ने इन्वेस्ट करा तब मार्केट प्राइस ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर वाज 160, 100 रुपए का शेयर था उस टाइम पर, 160 में मिल रहा था मार्केट में। एंड ऑफ द ईयर तक इसकी वैल्यू 175 हो गई। So you are making all these calculations from the point of view of the mutual fund. As an investor, you are not issuing these securities.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So please total it up.
1 crore 15 lakh 51,000.
1 crore 15 lakh 51,000. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can get the NAV as there are no outstanding liabilities. So assets held by number of units. So 1 crore 15 lakh 51,000 divided by 10 lakh will give you 11.551 per unit as the NAV. So first, please have a look. This is the first part of the question that we have solved.
मैम नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स क्या होगी?
बेटा ये दिए हुए हैं 10 लाख यूनिट्स इशू हुए हैं in the question, 10 lakh units. So I have divided 1 crore 15 lakh 51,000 by 10 lakh. Okay, let's move to the second part of the question, which says that also find out the NAV of the mutual fund if the mutual fund had distributed a dividend of 0.80 during the year to the unit holders. Now class, जो भी इनकम म्यूचुअल फंड रिसीव करता है, क्योंकि देखो आप ये इसी क्वेश्चन में शेयर्स में म्यूचुअल फंड ने इन्वेस्ट करा, अब ये जो डिविडेंड मिलता है ये यूनिट होल्डर्स को नहीं मिलता, ये म्यूचुअल फंड को मिलता है। अब म्यूचुअल फंड की डिस्क्रिशन पे है कि वो कुछ डिविडेंड यूनिट होल्डर्स को देना चाहते हैं या नहीं। It is totally up to the mutual fund company. Now in our question, this mutual fund company is now distributing a dividend of 80 paisa to every unit holder. तो total dividend आपका distributed कितना हो गया?
9,60,000.
9,60,000 क्यों बेटा? 10 लाख यूनिट्स इशूड है। If 10
Ma'am,
lakh
actually, 12 lakh total dividend received, right?
हाँ, तो बेटा वो पूरा नहीं कर रहे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट। आउट ऑफ 12 lakh received, ideally each unit should have got 1.2 rupees, 1.20. Are you getting,
Yes, ma'am.
Vignesh? But they are distributing only 80 paisa to every unit holder. So dividend distributed will be 0.80 into 10 lakh. Number of units issued are 10 lakh. So dividend distributed is rupees 8 lakh. First, this thing should be clear to everyone. Out of 12 lakh of dividend received, the mutual fund company is distributing a dividend of rupees 8 lakh. Now you need to calculate the new NAV. So if you can directly calculate it, जो आपके assets held होंगे उसमें से अब कैश आपका कम हो रहा है तो 1,15,51,000 में से you will reduce the amount of dividend distributed, and now the assets held will come to yes, is this correct? So 1,07,51,000 will be the new asset holding for the mutual fund, and accordingly the NAV will come to, this is the new NAV, rupees 10.751 per unit. So if the mutual fund is distributing a dividend of 80 paisa, the NAV will fall from 11.551 to 10.751. Important question from your exam point of view. So please have a double look at the solution.
Ma'am,